You think sharks are the ocean's apex predators? You think whales rule the deep? But beneath every scale, behind every gill, inside every fin, there's a different story. Parasites. They burrow into eyeballs. They replace tongues. They hijack entire bodies and turn male crabs into zombie mothers. Some feed on blood for over a year without stopping. Others castrate their hosts and reprogram their brains. This isn't science fiction. This is happening right now in every ocean on Earth. Who are these creatures? How do they work? And which ones should actually terrify you? Also, this script is researched and factual, using sources from peer-reviewed publications like the Journal of Fish Diseases published by Wiley in 1998, the Journal of Parasitology from the American Society of Parasitologists in 1998, and comprehensive data from the Smithsonian Ocean published in May 2023, backed by marine parasitologist Dr. Jimmy Burnout. So, when we tell you a parasite replaces a tongue, we mean it literally replaced the tongue. Now back to the information. Both are isopods, crustaceans, with 7 pairs of legs and segmented exoskeletons. They enter through fish gills as juveniles. Free swimming stage lasts hours in open water. They smell their way to hosts, snappers, grunts, drums. 8 species confirmed across 2 orders and 4 families. The tongue dies. Necrosis from blood loss takes days to weeks. Anticoagulants keep flow steady while she feeds. The tongue withers, falls away. Only a stub remains. Mates with the much larger female. She carries eggs in a marsupium like a kangaroo, hundreds of larvae released into water when ready. The relationship lasts until one dies. Likely traveled in the fish's mouth from Gulf of California. Isolated incident. The parasite probably cannot establish in those waters. Range may shift with climate change. No data yet confirms expansion. Pheromones from females prevent males from changing. Social hierarchy in a fish mouth. Some occupy gills. The tongue biters remain unique. Functional replacement verified through behavioral observation and anatomical study published in multiple peer-reviewed sources between 1975 and 2023. Some populations 30% infected, others higher, temperature dependent, salinity dependent, host density dependent. The math holds. 2 females cannot coexist on same tongue stub. Competition eliminates redundancy. Males and gills can number several. Only 1 female claims the tongue position. Territorial behavior observed. Aggressive displacement documented when second female attempts attachment. No field studies track free living adults after host death. Likely dies within hours to days. Cannot survive long without host. No documented transfer to new host after original host death. Life cycle requires juvenile free swimming stage for host location. No conservation concern for parasite itself. No endangered status for host fish due to parasitism alone. Fishing pressure exceeds parasite pressure by orders of magnitude. Adult bears 0 resemblance to ship bottom barnacles. Only larval stages reveal barnacle ancestry. Cyprid larvae identical to other barnacle larvae. That's how we know. Base of a hair, a seta, molts into kentragon, living hypodermic syringe, stabs through cuticle, injects vermigon, microscopic blob of cells, her entire body. The shell falls away, discarded. Central nervous system, hypothesis, behavioral manipulation originates there. Male or female. Gonads destroyed during development. Atrophy complete. Crab cannot molt once infected. Lost limbs stay lost. Regeneration blocked. Nutrition diverted to parasite. Growth stunted. Feminization intensity varies. Smaller males show more dramatic changes than larger males. Infection timing matters. The crab treats parasite eggs as its own. Males never display maternal behavior normally. Infected males do. Hormones override instinct. The crab executes precise maternal behavior it never learned. The parasite programmed it. Southern Africa. Australia. Saculina may have traveled too, uncertain. Some evidence suggests yes, other evidence suggests no. Monitoring ongoing. Commercial impact severe. Infected crabs unmarketable. Extern visible. Consumers reject them. Fisheries lose product. Weight loss documented. Infected crabs eat constantly but gain nothing. Energy goes to parasite. Size reduced. Value dropped. Economic studies from multiple countries show significant losses. Scotland, Norway, Japan, Saculina, and relatives cost millions annually. Females recover reproductive capacity if externa removed early. Males never recover. Sex change permanent. Ovarian tissue develops where testes should be. Irreversible feminization confirmed through histological analysis by multiple research teams between 1933 and 2012. No transfer mechanism exists. No free living adult stage. Cannot leave dying host and find new one. Population genetics use Saculina ratios to identify fish stock origins. Sea lamprey, North Atlantic and tributaries, 340 million years unchanged, survived 4 major extinction events. Rasping tongue at center, covered in horny plates, keratinized, hard. The tongue moves like piston, 2 sets of cutting edges, scrapes, gouges, tears. Connective tissue, integument. Erie Canal, 1825. Welland Canal, 1919. Lake Erie by 1921. Lakes Michigan and Huron, 1936 and 1937. Superior, 1938. Spread fast. Excellent spawning habitat available. Abundant host fish, lake trout, lake whitefish. Ciscos, no predators. High reproductive potential. Single female produces up to 100,000 eggs. Before invasion, Canada and United States harvested 15 million pounds lake trout annually from upper Great Lakes. By late 1940s, populations exploded. Lamprey numbers surged. Feeding rates climbed. By early 1960s, catch dropped to 300,000 pounds, 2% of previous average. Fishery collapsed. Hundreds of thousands of jobs lost. Regional economy devastated. At peak abundance, 85% of surviving fish bore lamprey attack wounds. Mortality from attacks exceeded 50%. Some species, 60%. Fish that survived showed weight loss, reduced health, declined condition. Secondary infections from wounds common, fungal, bacterial, Saprolegnia parasitica. Leptomitis lacteus, documented as wound contaminants. North Atlantic Ocean. European populations largest in southwestern areas. North-central Portugal, north-northwest Spain, west-southwest France. These regions support main fisheries. Lamprey considered delicacy, served pickled in Finland, cooked in France, Spain, Portugal, seasonal harvest, cultural significance, lamprey pie famous, royal coronations, medieval England, wealth indicator. April documented by Mannion and Hansen, 1980. Males build nests, reds, move rocks, females deposit eggs, 30,000 to 100,000. Males fertilize simultaneously. Both sexes die shortly after. Semelparous. Reproduce once only. Temperature dependent, food availability dependent. Fisheries and Oceans Canada assists. Lampricides deployed. TFM primary chemical. Targets larvae in streams. Selective toxicity. Kills lamprey larvae. Harmless to other species. Barriers block adult migration. Traps capture spawners. Pheromone research ongoing. Synthetic attractants tested. Effectiveness improving. Miss 1 year and populations rebound. Treatment must cover all tributaries, hundreds of streams, thousands of kilometers. Labor intensive, chemical intensive, partially successful. Lake trout populations recovering, still below historical levels. Ongoing effort required and indefinitely. Different conservation status. Some lamprey species endangered, Pacific lamprey, Kernbrook lamprey. Only 6 populations remain of latter. Conservation versus control, species dependent, location dependent. Same parasite, different impact. Context determines outcome. Nauplius 1, Nauplius 2, copepoded, duration temperature dependent. At 5 Celsius, Nauplius 1 lasts 52 hours. At 15 Celsius, 9 hours. Nauplius 2, 170 hours at 5C. 36 hours at 15C. Kills planktonic stages faster than parasitic stages. Females 8 to 29 millimeters. Carry egg strings, hundreds of eggs per string, 2 strings per female. Release thousands of naupli into water. Spread farm to farm, destroyed entire operations. Sea lice infestations weaken ionic homeostasis. Salt balance critical. Allows freshwater fish to enter saltwater. Smolts need homeostasis, functional. Disruption reduces growth, limits swimming, causes death. Pink salmon smolts studied extensively, mortality rates documented. Hydrogen peroxide, bath treatments, cover pen with tarpaulin or use wellboat. Closed treatment system. Crowding required, handling necessary, welfare reduced. Bacterial infections increase, pastoralosis, mortality rises. Laser technology, target individual lice, kill without chemicals, experimental, promising, not scaled yet. Scotland salmon industry outcosts £300 million annually for lice control. Guardian reported 2016, thousands of tons fish killed, millions more affected, skin lesions, secondary infections, growth reduction, market value lost. Decision based partly on lice, impact on wild stocks. Lice counted weekly on farms, random sample, mandatory, threshold set. Exceed threshold requires treatment. Published Norway, Scotland, Canada, Chile. Plaguing salmon in spring heat. Atlantic salmon moved from sea to freshwater, rubbed in swift currents, waterfalls, rid themselves of lax loose, common name already established. Abundant enough to cause discomfort, long history. Accused of destroying wild salmon populations, evidence mixed. Ireland estimates 1.1 to 1.2 survival ratio. Treated smolts versus untreated. Moderate population regulatory effect, not decimation, not trivial either, contributes to decline among other factors. Fishing, habitat loss, climate change, dams, predation, multifactorial. 30 millimeters long, pinkish white, permanently attached to cornea. 11 of 13 sharks in St. Lawrence estuary. Prevalence extraordinary, near universal. Infection seems inevitable. 50% thickening of limbus epithelium. Inflammation, massive edema, fluid accumulation, corneal cells swell, opacity develops, vision impaired, photoreceptor cells destroyed, multiple parasites can coat entire cornea. Dense layer, light detection minimal, image formation lost. Shark can live over 400 years, longest lived vertebrate, multiple parasite exposures certain. Detect light changes only, sufficient for deep sea life. Predominantly abyssal species. Light scarce anyway, other senses compensate. Olfactory systems advanced. Detect chemical gradients, electroreception, mechanoreception, lateral line. Hunting continues despite blindness. Mutualistic relationship instead of parasitic. Elegant theory. George Benz tested it, American shark parasitologist. Found no bioluminescence. Theory weakened. Still possible the pale coat pod attracts prey visually, not glowing, just visible. Hypothesis unproven. Relationship remains parasitic classification. Hunters. Difference correlates with parasite prevalence. Arctic sharks infected. North Atlantic sharks mostly parasite-free. Vision difference drives behavior difference. Hypothesis supported, not proven. Too slow to chase, maybe ambush, maybe sleep predation. Seals sleep in water. Vulnerable then. Suction feeding proposed. Small prey show no bite marks. Suction inferred. Large prey show bowl-shaped bites. Characteristic pattern. Shark-specific cues. Species recognition. Must locate sleeper sharks specifically. Cold water requirement apparent. Temperature limits distribution. Follows sleeper shark range. Somniosis, microcephalus, Arctic and North Atlantic. Somniosis, Pacificus, North Pacific. Parasite matches, host geography. First reliable record from Pacific sleeper shark. New host record. New ocean record. Disintegrating. Opacity permanent. Full thickness, corneal damage. Light passage blocked. Blindness, progressive. One eye first, usually, then second. Eventually both. Lifetime exposure high. Multiple parasites, sequential. Cumulative damage. No evidence of parasite-driven decline. Adaptation complete. Coevolution long. Relationship ancient. Free-swimming larvae, second stage. Cycle repeats. Sometimes tingling sensation, throat, mouth, warm moving. Can be coughed up, vomited out. Prevents infection if expelled early. Skin rashes. Teary eyes. Anaphylaxis possible. 1 to 12 hours onset. Proteins and dead larvae trigger response. Even after freezing. Even after cooking. Antigens remain. Sensitization occurs. Repeat exposure dangerous. Prevention straightforward. Cook fish thoroughly. Minimum 145 Fahrenheit. 63 Celsius. Internal temperature kills larvae. Freezing also effective. -4 Fahrenheit. -20 Celsius. 7 days total. Or -31 Fahrenheit. -35 Celsius. 15 hours. Alternative, 24 hours at -4 after freezing solid at -31. FDA guidelines clear. Pickling, salting, smoking inadequate. Do not reliably kill larvae. False security, marinated anchovies, escabeche, pickled herring, matches, salted fish. All risky. Larvae survive. Infections occur. 45.4% fresh fish, China. Systematic review, 2022. Prevalence rising. Netherlands, fermented herrings. United States, unknown frequency. Not reportable disease. Goes undetected. Mistaken for other illnesses. Actual incidence uncertain. Probably underestimated significantly. Since 1980, sharp increase. Meta-analysis 2020. Available data examined. Parasites in marine fish, eaten uncooked rising. Types consumed raw expanding. Anisakis, Clinorchus sinensis, Diphyllobothrium. 3 main kinds. Trematode fluke, nematode roundworm, cestode tapeworm respectively. Proteins contacted. Allergic sensitization without ingestion. Occupational allergic anisakiasis diagnosed. Rare but real. Japan, Spain, Italy, United States, Netherlands, Germany. All affected. Globalization, spread cuisine, spread parasite, more sushi restaurants, more cases. Exponential increase in diagnosis. Public health concern recognized. Education campaigns launched. Freezing requirements mandated. Restaurant compliance monitored. Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution Research. Lauren Dykman. Graduate student. Dissections revealed 29 kinds multicellular vent parasites, 7 species potentially new to science. Virtual goldmine. Temperature extremes. Hydrothermal vents. 400 Celsius water. Magma meets salt water. Scalding oxygen. Poor mixture. 2 Celsius water 1 meter away. Near freezing to near boiling. Short distance. Parasites survive both. Tiny metamorphosing worms. Several life phases. Different morphologies. Jump between 3 host animals. Complete life cycle around vents. Spheroidocopods only. Specific family. Gnathidae isopods also found. Small, external. Industrial disturbance. All threaten deep sea ecosystems. Parasite impact from these activities unstudied. Future research planned. Dykman examining. Yet parasites abundant. Adaptation complete. Survival strategies effective. Evolution finds way. Always. Yet infecting seals. Sea otters. Monk seals. Pacific harbor seals. Marine mammals dying. How parasite enters ocean unknown. Transmission pathway mystery. California sea otters killed. Hawaiian monk seals infected. Unprecedented cross-contamination. Marine mammals exposed. Ingestion route probable. Fatal outcomes documented. Population impacts concerning. Cannot hold shell shut. Mortality mass. Eastern oyster populations decimated. Ecosystem changed entirely. Bay transformed. Inventive survival methods. Unusual adaptations. Tongue replacement earns points. Creativity acknowledged. Never face-to-face ourselves. Hope maintained. They drive evolution faster than any force except mass extinction. Over 50% of all described species on Earth follow parasitic lifestyle. Number probably higher. Parasites often unidentified. Modified beyond recognition. Hidden inside hosts. They cost fishing industries hundreds of millions annually. They change ecosystems. They regulate populations. They shape food webs. Parasites follow hosts. New combinations forming. Invasive species carry native parasites to foreign waters. Or pick up local parasites. Novel diseases emerge. Outbreaks increase. Monitoring insufficient. Biochemical adaptations. Extreme pressure tolerance. Temperature extremes. Unique compounds. Never examined. Gone forever. This is happening in Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, Arctic, Southern oceans right now. While you read this, while you eat lunch, while you sleep, the parasites work, they feed, they reproduce, they spread, they adapt, they win. Too resilient, too evolved. Micro-CT scanning reveals root extent, brain infiltration confirmed, mechanism studies ongoing, pharmaceutical interest, hormonal manipulation, behavior control, applications theoretical, ethics questionable, research proceeds. More raw fish, more infections, cycle accelerates. Remove weak individuals, improve herd health. Ecosystem engineers, unappreciated, unloved, essential. Invasive versus native, co-evolved versus naive. Same animal, different roles, simple judgments fail, nuance required. These creatures have been doing this for hundreds of millions of years, longer than most animal groups, more successful than most strategies. They will outlast us. They will outlast climate change. They will outlast pollution. They will outlast everything except the final extinction. And maybe even that. The fish is transport, the parasite is passenger, and the ocean is full of them.